Hello, my name is Abe. Welcome back to Slay the Spire Downfall. Last run was Hexaghost, I believe. Thick deck, but a run archetype that I've never built before with the Afterlife ability and also Dead Branch. Getting free cards that you play repeatedly every combat for high value. Next up is... the champ. The Laundry Day champ. I don't really like the champ, but let's give it a shot. I always play the champ, try to develop a finisher build early, and then completely ignore the finisher for like the second half of the run. So what I'm gonna try to do on this run is not build finisher early, because I don't think finisher early is necessarily all that good. I think that I get debated a little bit. I think it's good. Oh, it's strength up for the rest of the encounter, but 2 energy with a conditional on playing it? Nah. I don't think that's good enough. I think you get much more value out of cheap skills that give you vigor and counter. So we could transform, choose a card, get money, random boss relic. I like starting in a stance, so why don't we transform a strike and a defend. Face slap and adrenal armor. Block and temporary strength. Actually pretty okay. And face slap, berserker combo, apply vulnerability. I don't like this because if you are going to make the enemy vulnerable, you should do it before you attack. So face slap, I mean, thematically it's appropriate because this is an attack from the boss, but I would much prefer it. I mean, I guess bash, uppercut, they deal damage and also apply vulnerability, but as a berserker combo, I'd much rather have this be like a defensive combo, which sounds a little bit unusual, but think about it. You, in your defensive stance, make them vulnerable, maybe gain block, pop out of it with an attack. That's what I would love to have, but you know, it's better than a strike, at the very least. It's good enough for now. Segus Jr. asks, hey Abe, have you played the champ since the update? Maybe. I think I have, because I remember the alternate art for this, and I don't remember anything that particularly changed. Oh, you know what? I remember one change in particular recently, which was that the defensive any combo draw 2 card is now not that. It's like draw 2, discard 2, because that used to be extremely strong. Where are we going on this run? Do we want an early burning elite? If we go that path, no rests, lots of question marks, 3 elite fights. A little scary, but, if we go this path, 1 elite, lots of camps. This path, 1 elite. You know what, screw it, let's do it. If we don't do it now, when will we? I mean, honestly, oh my god, this is actually like pretty decent. Block and temporary strength, then hit you for 30. We've got a strong build early. This one, circumvent. Well, is it circumvent or was it a different card? I don't remember. Challenge, they have strength, repeat effects once. Challenge is an extremely good card. Lots of bosses have strength. We can take relics that give enemies strength. Gremlin Knob, also very good for this card. We're fighting Bandit with like Deadeye. He can gain strength. Perfector Strike, we have removed a strike, so it's not gonna be fantastic. We only have 3 left in the deck, so probably not this one. This is a very good block card, admittedly. Circumvent, draw 2, discard 2, 7 block. But I think I'm gonna go for challenge early. A lot of enemies gain strength, and even if you just play it for 1, it's basically a dash. It's a slightly worse dash, but you know, a dash is still a dash, so I will hit you, gain vigor, make you vulnerable. Even though we are weak, we can kill you next turn. Actually, you're gonna hit the combo, or the counter, let's say. Went just fine. Rapid Strike. Deal 4 damage 2 times. A A strike card in your hand costs 0 this turn. Synergizes well enough with strength. Apply weaken vulnerability to all enemies. For 1 turn, not amazing. For stance dance, I love this card. A free card to change stances is pretty decent. I don't like that it adds a card to your deck, but for free changing stances, it can be very good for enabling finishers. But are we really going to be enabling finishers that often? I don't know. We're not really rolling a strike build either. Maybe we just take a taunt, weakness and vulnerability on the cheap, potentially. Become cursed, no thank you. Well, now we have to become cursed, but I'm not going to take many curses. So, I wish we could take none. We'll take 1. Ink bottle. I wasn't going to go very deep on that, but I'm glad we got ink bottle at the very least. Now, gaining strength from execute. Gain 1 strength? Has it always been 1? Pretty bad. That's decent, but what we could do is build up the stance abilities, you know, build up vigor, build up counter, and then we can get hopefully a little bit more value out of this later in the fight. So I think we're gonna do that. We're currently in Berserker stance. Let's power it up. Power it up. We could hit you for 36. I'm not going to. Execute seems like a very good idea here, but I think we want to play as many skills as possible on the fight. And you know what? We could also get rid of a slime. But we have other things to play. We're gonna play this. We should have played this first. That was a little silly, but that's okay. We'll just do it like this. Get a slime in the deck. Now you're gonna wake up. So, apply vulnerability. You've woken up. We'll smack you. We'll smack you. We did draw another strike. That's fine. Now we have 10 counter. Probably want to block. If we defensive shout, execute, we do gain 10 block. Doing 20 damage. I mean, we're gain vigor. We know we're gonna do this. Counter. We could adrenal armor challenge and then we take none. We do 15, you take an extra 10 off of us, and the next turn we can hopefully just put up a bunch of block. I think that's a little better, but only a little. So we'll smack you, block. We're taking none. You're gonna take 14 when you hit us. Well, you know what? We do have some block in hand. Not as much as I would have liked, but we're only taking 8. And now we have another elite to fight after this, but this has not gone very badly at all. Pantograph, extremely great. Gain block, gain counter, finisher. I don't like finishers, does not consume vigor. Finisher. Finisher is like, oh, right. It doesn't display the fist for some reason. Deal damage to all enemies, defensive combo, gain block for each enemy hit. You know, if we fight the obelisks, that's pretty good. I'll take a tornado punch. I'll take an ancient tea set. I'm glad we actually got it, because this is an annoying fight. Apply weaken vulnerability. We might as well play it to purge. Gain some block. I'd rather hit you twice on this turn, rather than play a defend for 3. We're gonna take 3. We are in the defensive stance, so if we draw that card that we just added, there we go, we gain a ton of block and do a ton of damage. We could also execute, but it's not gonna kill him. So, tornado punch, tornado punch! You know what? That's pretty terrible. Ow, that was loud. Defensive shout, fend. You're gonna have 2 HP. I wish I could kill you, but 1 strike will kill you next turn. This is going very well so far. So, I mean, that kills you. You need to enter a stance. Pretty okay. This is enough block to be happy about. Probably have to kill you next turn. Should have also done the taunt. We could have made you vulnerable and hit you for a little bit more damage. That's my bad. You took another 7 damage. You're almost dead. I love getting this tornado punch at the exact right moment. That's fantastic. We're gonna get out of this combat just fine. This is a strong deck and a strong character. I hate that slime, man. Gain block. You know what? Could have also played panic button. No real reason to, but since he wasn't attacking, he's not attacking on the next turn, we could have for free. Yeah, we took like less than 10 damage. Pile driver. Great in theory, but 8 finishers. Bob and weave, block, vigor, berserker. Not bad. Gain strength, lose dexterity, exhaust. That seems pretty bad, but you can get some nice block from non-dexterity sources, like block scales with strength. I think that's what you would ideally be looking for out of a card like this. It only loses 1 dexterity, which is not terrible. If you can build big dex gain or big block from other sources, that's actually a pretty decent card. Upgrade it, it can cycle around, give you more strength, more strength, more strength. A little expensive though. We have a lot of expensive cards in the deck right now. Execute I'm gonna remove, but Tornado Punch and Challenge. I mean, I wouldn't mind a 4 energy deck, in theory. Let's just go with a skip here, I think. I'm tempted to take the Bob and Weave. And I don't even know if we want to rest. Well, it's probably going to be Gremlin Knob. Okay, you know what? I'm going to rest. Yeah, okay. Very glad. Very glad we did that. Apply vulnerability. Yes. I think we'll smack you. Oh, defend. Gain vigor. Get that out of my deck. He's still vulnerable. And you know what? This is a great time for an execute. It's also a great time for an adrenal armor and a taunt. I think we'll just play everything. That's 50 damage. That's really good. You're gonna hit me for 8 and then you're gonna die. We did not need to rest. That would have been played twice. At the start of your turn, gain 2 vigor for every 3 vigor spent last turn, then do the same for counter Gladiator form. I understand it, it's just expensive. Crown a ring, do damage, draw attacks. It doesn't say from your draw pile. It just said, well, I mean, it says draw, but backstep. Gain block increased by vigor. That's a good card. I know it's rare attack and block, but I don't know if there's many situations where you're gonna have time to play Gladiator form. Like, if you think about it, it takes 2 turns before you get value out of this. You have to play it, then next turn, play and spend vigor and counter, and then next turn, you start getting a refund. I know the idea of this is that you scale, and you scale pretty quickly for long fights. You know what? Okay, I'll do it. I've decided. Something about channeling? We're in a defensive state, so this is pretty good. But if we can give ourselves... We can't give ourselves vigor, unfortunately. We'll still play it. I mean, in theory, this is going to be easier than the fight that we just had. You're going to have 1 HP. Kind of hate that, but that's okay. Oh no, you are the one that attacked me. I think that's fine. Deal damage, gain 8 block. So we can kill you, gain 8 block, give ourselves a little bit of vigor, swap stances. I want to be defensive so we can get the AoE attack and get block from it, of course. 8 damage 2 times, gain 8 block. Can't kill you, because the strike is not going to do 8 damage. It's going to do 6. But we can get very close. You know what? I'd rather block. Which means I think we should have blocked first, because we did exit stance. And we ended up taking 3 damage on the next turn, but we would have taken this damage anyways, because we weren't killing this guy. Got 1 HP. Forgot about Orichalcum. This is a good fight. What can I say? Champ, strong early, maybe. Enter a stance you aren't in. The next finisher deals 15 damage to all enemies. The next finisher this turn. I like it because you can immediately get the finisher in. There's backstep again, which I also like. You know what? Backstep, hold up. Backstep synergizes with the power if we get vigor every turn. You know what? Let's go for it. Oh, okay. I always forget about that. Sharpened fragment, broken wing. We're not at max health. Do we want a shiv every turn? I think the answer is no. I think we want to stack up vigor for big particular hits as opposed to spend it wildly. So let's go for the broken wing statue. 1 dex. We're not at the boss yet, are we? I want to go to the store with... We have 400 gold? How? I guess we did fight a lot, but my god. Well, you know, we could get the key and then probably break it and then upgrade 1 card for the boss fight. So we'll get the second key piece. Normally I don't get them this early. We should have probably gotten rid of Ancient Tea Set too, but whatever. Oh right, this slime event did give us 150. If I had, you know, the curse relic that gives you strength, I would definitely take the curses, but unfortunately we don't. How do we want to do this? We probably want to, oh, you know what? Challenge is going to work good on you in the future. We probably want to enter a berserk stance so we can play face slap. That's my thinking. So give me a skill, a skill, a skill. We should still attack you. Although I guess we could have saved the vigor and then played the power and then recycled the vigor, but it takes a whole turn. You're doing 5 damage. I will hit you. I will block. We gain strength. We're not going to do much damage to this guy. I think we're too slow for him right now, but maybe in the future. Can't apply vulnerability. So, enter stance. I guess you have no strength. This is the most damage we can do. We drew the card we just played. We'll probably hit you for I'm hoping for another, like, I was hoping for another 40. We're not gonna get there. We're gonna immediately hit you for much less than that. But, you know, first combat against this guy, I don't expect it to be amazing. Defensive combo increases effects by up to 4. Do we shuffle enough? I don't know. Bob and weave, fan of knives. Deal damage to all enemies, deals damage twice. I have a AoE card. It doesn't really scale that well with vigor. I don't think we need fan of knives. But it is good. Let me look at the deck here. We got strikes and defends. Maybe we do want this. Because we have backstep to start scaling block. We want a couple of these in the deck, I think. Maybe not bob and weave. Be a fan of knives. We'll try it. Third turn block. Whenever you enter a stance, gain block. Technical jig. Another backstep. I think we do want it. Deal damage equal to your counter to all enemies, lose half your counter. This, for free, it's interesting. I don't think we'll get the counter back because we're not spending it. Oh, dude, apotheosis. Okay, I know what we're doing. I've realized, yeah, you take the best card and then you feel good about yourself. And then we will remove the curse and I'll take another back step as well. I think Frozen Eye can be very good. We don't really have any draw, but to be able to know when to play a combo, when to enter a stance, I think that it can work well if I choose to make it work well. Now we don't have the money for this anymore, but that's okay. Apotheosis is, I mean, it gives us a reason to take the bottle, at the very least. You're doing 14 damage. You're doing 10 damage. Oh, you know what? We have so much energy, we can play everything. I'll hit your friend. You know what? If I hit him, it would have halved his damage, but that's okay. So we spent 4 counter and then gained. We spent 8 and then we gained 4. Is that correct? Is that how that works? 1 to 3. We need to upgrade this at some point. Ah, there you go. That works too. All right then. We're currently into defensive states. We should enter an offensive state. Ooh. I know we have Nunchuck coming up, but if I attack you, I gain 6 block, I kill you, I gain strength, you hit me for, you know, a bunch, but it gets us quite ahead in the fight. You know what? I think we ice him. We accept we're gonna take 13 damage. This boss is not gonna kill us, he's not that bad. We have a fully upgraded deck, basically. Gain plated armor and apply weak with dead on. I mean, I can hit you. I guess I hit you then. Oh, thank you. We're gonna gain 1 counter. No, we gained 1 vigor? Oh no, we gained nothing. That's just the symbol for that's the symbol indicating that we can gain vigor. Okay. I'm not in a stance anymore, unfortunately. Dead on gain block, do 24 damage. I don't have any vigor, so I don't need to hit you this turn. We can just block. Guess we'll just do this. We're only taking 7. Currently in a defensive stance, so we will. Oh, I like this turn. Vigor, taunt, fend, adrenal armor, fend, backstep. Now we're spending a lot of counter, but we should get a third of it back. 5. So it rounds down, it looks like. And once we upgrade that power, we're gonna get 2/3 of it back every turn. And I suppose if you hold up. Can you stack that power? if you had two gladiator forms, could you get more vigor and more counter every turn? Because if that's the case, that's absurd and I love it. That sounds like a lot of fun. Gain 8 block or do 48 damage and 22 block, or whatever the heck this is. Let's do it. We gain 4 vigor back. I mean, that's just, it's a little bit of extra damage every turn for free. Is not bad. Main block increased by vigor. Rather just hit you. Okay. That went very well. And I think we have kind of a build going on here. And vigor, that we could use that to power up that power, ironically enough. Steel Edge. Not quite as glitchy anymore. Deals damage, because previously this would use both vigor and... Well, no, it would use vigor if you were using it for block, because it's technically an attack. But this is just an X cost card. Retain, when you use a skill, it does more damage this combat. Murder Strike. I like scaling kill cards. Once you get below 50% health, remove all debuffs and gain 6 strength. I think I'm just gonna take a Murder Strike. We can be a little bit more defensive and then use this as a KO. Although again, it is expensive itself and we have an expensive deck. But in theory, maybe we can get lucky and get an energy relic here. I'm gonna grab it. Gain energy at the start of your turn. Your maximum vigor encounter is 10. Anti-synergistical with what we have, but it is extra energy. You cannot play more than 6 cards per turn. I think we want Velvet Choker. Said that so strangely. I think we want Velvet Choker. We don't play a combo deck. We play a couple of 0-cost cards, but we're never gonna play more than 6 cards per turn. We draw 5, we play 5. Sometimes Challenge gets played twice. Yeah, I think we just want Velvet Choker here. And for once, I feel like that's not a mistake for my choice of relic. And I also think we're pretty well suited for the elites on this floor, especially with Tornado Punch. Gladiator form is going to be really hard to play, maybe impossible to play. Let's see, elites. There's only 2 elite paths here, so what's the best elite path? 1, 2, 3. Elite, camp, combat, elite. 2 camps, 3 camps, 2 elites at the end, 1 shop, or question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, lots of question marks. I think I like this path. A couple of late encounters, early question marks, late shop. Could be a good combat to play Gladiator form on here. Deals damage twice. Apply weak and vulnerability. It's gonna be a while before we kill this guy, so I think we do want a Gladiator form. And then... we do want to play this. Because we get 0 vigor back. We gotta upgrade that card. Keep looking at it and thinking about it, but it's not as good as I want it to be right now. We have no blocks. That's unfortunate. Can I kill you? Certainly no. What I can do, though, is execute, shout, face slap, strike. We're gonna take 11. Oh, we're gonna take 5. Thank you, Orichalcum. You're a magnificent creature. It's not 12 and 15. It is 3, 9, 9 and 15, which is 24. So we should have you. Oh, but why play Murder Strike when we can play a strike? So it's gonna be this, then this, then this. Innate, enter Berserker. Berserker skill bonus grants more vigor. It does synergize with what we have. It's a 1-cost card that we have to play at the beginning of every combat, but the vigor bonus, it'll scale ideally with the Gladiator form. Means on turn 1, we guaranteed can enter Berserker stance. I'd love to find a bag of prep to go along with the Ancient Tea Set Berserker style. 1 vigor. 1 vigor. 1. Backstep is pretty good with that, but backstep is already good with Gladiator form. We gotta remove these strikes very quickly. I think this is a skip. I don't think this power really improves the deck that much. And I like this. Then I like this. Then I like this. One of you is dead. Like, I need to be able to play, I think, a little bit more defensively minded things on turn 1, because I have a lot of things that I want to play on turn 1. I want to play Gladiator form and Apotheosis, ideally. So, if we find bottles, one of these 2 cards is going in the bottle that we find. Hopefully. Perfector Strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this will be 5. So 18 plus 15 damage. We're really going for a vigor build, not a raw damage build. I do like Good Clean Fight. Upgraded its free. Better strength, better block. This I like because it's both. It's offense and defense. It's not vigor, but maybe it's not good enough then. It's free, which I like. And maybe 1 and 1 is not good enough. This used to give the enemy strength, which synergized very well with challenge. It's not the case anymore. I think I will grab that. Maybe my logic is flawed. I don't know. Lose money and heal or gain max HP, but lose 20. I guess we'll gain max HP and lose 20. We're only 5 HP down, so now we lost 15 health. It's not that bad. Intimidate, steal 6 cards. 12 cards, match them to keep 5 tries. I don't want to steal all of the cards because one of them is a curse. Maybe we get the option of keeping and losing cards, or maybe we just get all of them. I don't want to add 6 cards if that's the case. I'm just gonna play. I don't want this. I want that. This is acceptable, not so much. That's fine. Do we want another adrenal armor? Probably not, but the good block, taunt is also pretty okay. Good block? Or free block? We've got a lot of expensive cards. If a free block, I'll add it. He disappeared? But I really wanted the reinforced body. In exchange, the cult will be pleased. Oh, then we still have to fight the bird. What a poor bird. I'm so sorry to you. Wish I could enter a offensive stance, but that's okay. The dude just left the bird behind. Rip. I don't know, 1 strength, 1 dex really isn't that great, now that I think about it. Strike of Genius. Gain a strike. It costs 0 until played and gains exhaust. This I kind of like, just to keep your damage going, but maybe not. Stole your fancy wing. I like when you can give that relic away to the event because you get a free, upgraded, multi-upgraded ritual dagger, and that's really nice. If we play this, we can take way more defensive cards and have this give us a lot of offense. It gains 0 until played. You can just play it. I really like Strike of Genius. I really do. Gladiator form, it does need to be upgraded. And I do want to go fight these elites, so... Bottled lightning! Apotheosis! I'm apotheosis in a bottle, baby. Now, Calipers is interesting because there are turns where we put up a lot of block, and we do want to be putting up a lot of block, like with backstep. So I think we go Calipers, although we have to get rid of the key, the next chest we find. So this is interesting. We do not need to upgrade literally anything in the deck unless it gains retain. So what do? I guess we rest. I'm very happy with that bottled lightning. It's exactly what we look for. And this is a very good turn. I think we're going to take a slight amount of damage, but it is definitely worth it. Gain block. Well, let's start with the power in case the order matters. No, we're not going to take any damage. And we gain 2/3 of our vigor and counter back every turn. Which means backstep will give us a lot of block on this turn. And we're going to play another skill as well. That's 15 block right there. We're taking none. I could hit you or gain a strike every turn. Let's gain a strike every turn. Well, a random strike. This time it was just a normal strike, but you get the picture, I hope. Defensive stance. You don't have any strength. We're not berserk. You can't enter the stance. I should really be like looking at the draw pile. You know, what do we have coming up? Defensive shout. But we're already in the defensive stance. We're gonna play this. We're gonna play this. We're gonna play this. My dude is dead. This is a good build and a good way of playing, I think. Free stats and free draw. Tons of block. Murder strike, murder strike, murder strike, murder strike. We should play it. It gets stronger later, but we have to work around Velvet Choker, and then we also get the refund back on the vigor. It doesn't matter when we play, we might as well play it whenever, right? Does not consume vigor. It's a finisher, doesn't matter. Whenever you enter a stance, gain a basic strike or defend. It costs 0 and has exhaust. Why not? It's a free card. It says a basic strike or defend. I wonder if Berserker gives you strike, defensive gives you a defend, or if it is just random. Gain 2 random skills to gain retain. Discard a pile on top of your draw pile, headbutt. Or apply weak. I don't have any weakness, but this is something that I want. And we have several cards that add defensive stances, so it's a backstep, right? Yeah, so we want to build around defensive stances and then vigor killing the enemies, I think. I hate this. Oh, even at the beginning of combat, you get a free defend. Very interesting. It costs 0 and has exhaust. I wonder if when it shuffles, it'll probably be randomized. I hate to say it. Oh. Ink bottle, you screwed me. I shouldn't have played the defend, I should have popped the potion. You know what? Artifact, there you go. I think we want this. I think we want... this. We don't need to play challenge. Defensive combo, gain block and counter. Well, we are in defensive state. Can also make you weak for a long time. Taunt. Gain stats, make you weak. We have enough block. We can attack. That was nunchuck. Smack ya. Velvet choker. I like it, I like it. We got a build going here. All out. Exhaust. Perform 2 times without exiting your stance. Finisher. So it acts as a finisher to give us the value of the finisher without exiting the stance. If we're in a defensive stance, this is quite a lot of block. Because I wish I could see what the finishers are. Isn't the finisher stands for defensive 10 block? So this is 20 block or 30 block. Seems like a good card. It exhausts too. We're going to a shop later. Dude, I don't know. Guess we upgrade. No reason not to, but no reason to either. Choose a stance, fetch a finisher. I like it. Oh, I definitely like it. Because it doesn't exit the stance. It just does 3 strength. It's not like a 10 out of 10, but it's pretty good. I can only play 3 more cards too. We do this. And then we definitely do this. We definitely do this. Cool. It's like a 60 damage turn. Now challenge will give us 22 block, which is pretty much all we need. Then I think we probably want to get a free attack every turn at this point, because we need to ice you. We don't have our Gladiator form out there, unfortunately. Now we have it. I think it's a little bit too late right now. Yeah, I'd rather just attack. I forgot about this too. We gain a lot of free attacks. That's Ink Bottle. Gain block, apply vulnerability. I can't enter the stands. I can, however, gain strength. I mean, the best damage we can do is this. Just trying to see if maybe we could draw a strike out of that, but we entered the defensive stance and we gained a defend, so I think that's how it works. Gain block and counter. Discard on top of your draw pile. Nah. I think we're fine. Gain 1 artifact. Iron Fortress. I like Iron Fortress, I do. We want to build around block, especially considering we have calipers. I can't buy this and the souvenir, but I can remove a card. I think that's fine. I can get this in card removal or the artifact. I think we're gonna take that in card removal and dump a strike. We have too many strikes. We get too many strikes. Wish we had a little bit more money though. See, like this. This gains a lot of block, doesn't it? I like that card. That's pretty good. We are gonna draw, thanks to our ink bottle. If it was going to be the power, I probably would have popped the potion. Berserker combo deals damage twice. Well, you don't say. Oh no. Help us, we're dead. Oh. Incense burner, incredible. Zombie says, did I hear hydrate? Take a drink. Cheers. Precise thrust. Deals damage twice or deals damage and gains a block. It's actually a very good card for 1 energy, but I don't think we need it. We have good enough block enablers, I think. Free chest, potion belt, or sapphire key. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I think we can take the key. Give me the dex. Now I want to break the key pieces so that maybe, you know what? I was gonna say, so that we can upgrade our deck. Why do I care about upgrading our deck? We have an apotheosis in a bottle, baby. It's like, this is like the one run where we do not need that to happen. Your defensive gain block. Vigor. Well, we're gonna defend. Defend. We can play 3 more cards. We're gonna play Tornado Punch. And I think we're gonna play Challenge as well. So what do you not play? I guess we can probably not play Defensive Shout because we're already in that stance. We'll just play the Defend. Although we are gonna draw. We'll start here. And Calipers is immediately rolling over block, which is lovely. We don't need to Berserker Shout, but this is the only way that we can enter the Berserker stance. But I don't think we care. We're very blocky, and that's what we should focus on. So give me a defend and give me the challenge for even more block. It's not gonna get played twice, but that's okay. Like, we put up 71 block on turn 1. Just off of incidental draw. It's fantastic. Increased by vigor. We gotta get that vigor started, that vigor chain going. We also drew no attacks, but that's fine. We need to get the Gladiator form out. Apply weak to all enemies, except for you. Bit of a heavy card, that and Iron Fortress. Wait, where is it? Did I play it? Where'd it go? You stole it! I wasn't paying attention, you dick. All right, well, let's pull that out. It's gonna go in our discard pile if I attack you once. You know what? Why don't we draw it later? I'll hit you for now. Oh, I really want to play that. We could. Do we need to? I don't think we need to. Let's not. Let's use the potion. Five metallicize is pretty good. That means Calipers is effectively you lose 10 block. Triple strike. Gain 2 upgraded strikes. Trigger skill bonuses. We're not in a stance, so that's not gonna work. So what we're going to do is strike you, play Gladiator form. And I guess we can attack. It doesn't trigger a bonus, but who cares? All right, we have 5 block. Not amazing. You're doing 35 damage. I can't make you weak. I can't enter stance. We should probably use our other potion then. Like, we healed a full after every combat. There's no reason to use a potion here. There really isn't. Actually, we're gonna draw. Still isn't really a reason to do it. We also put up 31 block, so what do I care? Smack you, we gained a little bit more vigor, and then this exhaust and it hits you twice. There you go. We should have played that one first then. Yeah, we'll take 4, who cares? It would have been a rash decision to draw a discard. Now I like these murder strikes that we get for free out of Strike of Genius, because they scale. Now we have 2 of them. They're gonna scale constantly. We're also intangible, so why don't we all out, challenge twice, defensive stance, defend, defend. Our vigor and our counter keep rolling forever. And again, if we get another one of those powers, we get so much. I am playing a lot of cards every turn now. If we get another one of those powers, we get infinite scaling on the vigor and the counter until we just one-hit bosses, which would be a lot of fun. It's gonna be hard to get to, but it would be fun. Still can't enter Berserker stance, but that's fine. Does not consume vigor, gain block, finisher. I don't really want to play it. The one problem, I'll play it. The one problem with Strike of Genius is that it does fill up your deck, but I think the benefits outweigh the risks. And there's another Gladiator form. Ultimate Stance, also very good. Gain 2 strikes, nah. We'll take another Gladiator form and we'll try that infinite scaling. I think Slaver's Collar is fine. I would like to have Potion show up. I would. We said no to Potion Belt, so maybe we want to go Sozu, but I mean, Slaver's Collar, at the end of this floor, it's going to be the rest of the game with no penalty. Divinity Watcher. Shouldn't be that bad. Now, another thing we have to do is kill the damn shopkeep. So I'm going to look for 2 shop paths. There's no double shop path. There is a triple elite path with 1 shop. I think we'll go that route. Yeah. I think we will. Biggest Junior says, nah, take tiny house. Nambi says tiny house. You're a tiny house. Oh, burn. We don't need campfires, so we're just using those to rest on the way down. But I really want to ice the shopkeep. I don't know if we have it in us, but we'll use the potions if we have to. It was a pretty weak turn. Like, I can hit everybody. You're not gonna die. We'll take 4. Then we can play 1, defend. You only need to get hit for 2. Gain stats. This is a lot of block, but we're not killing the blowery-uppery guy. So we probably need to say no to Gladiator form. This is not a Gladiator form fight. This is a... You know, they got 30 HP. You don't need to do 600 damage. I mean, that's not bad. Oh, right, we get the free defend. Velvet Choker, might not be the best thing right now, because we do have a little combo deck going on here. We play a lot of cards for free on certain turns. I think we're fine. Entering another stance would be nice, but I don't want to add any of these, I don't think. Got a 25 card deck, I think that's appropriate. Lovely, thank you for taking my strike. We gotta do 100, you know what? I didn't realize he was that low. 143 damage is not that bad. I can do 22 or start rolling over our stats. I will start rolling over our stats. We don't need to play these. Vigor, Dex, discard. Gain 8 block. Is that affected by Dex potion? Well, it doesn't matter. We can just play this and take no damage. So we'll do that. We're going a little slowly here. And we need to kill this man. Hopefully we can do that right here. Okay. Vigor is not consumed. I like that. So I think we will shout. Gain strength. Get him for 20, don't consume the vigor. But we gain 4 next turn. Yo, that's interesting. We should have maybe played this too. Hey, you know what? Let's play it. We gotta. Draw, discard these. It's not what I would have liked to see. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him. We're gonna gain 16 vigor. We have to do 95 damage. I don't know if we can do that. Which is a shame, because we need to. Yeah, I don't think we can. It's close. I hope I get to see you later, because you've stolen, like, how much of my gold? This says, right? Where? You've stolen 45 of my gold. You're kind of a bastard like that. We're more defensive than we are aggressive, so that guy's very annoying. Enter defensive, grant more counter. Maybe we can take this now, but with 2 of those forms in the deck, we don't need to scale, counter, or vigor. We just play the forms and then we scale. $125, 125 gold. Do you think we can get enough money by the end of the floor? Do you think we can get 100 gold by the end of the floor? I think yes. So I'm gonna purge a strike. I think we'll get there. So 9 block. Should definitely play this first, then this. You know what? It still says it gain 8 block. I guess you don't get deck scaling on finisher. Interesting. I don't think we needed to play the form, but it's kind of what I want to play, isn't it? So, screw you, you don't tell me what to do. I mean, I feel like with our massively defensive deck, we can pretty much play whatever we want. Might as well kill you. We're not going to be able to increment Incense Burner. You're dead anyways. So yeah, I don't think we need this. I think Circumvent is lovely. Draw, discard. And block. Now you all suck. Thank God we have Tornado Punch. And there's no spikers. Okay. That's very interesting. That's a strangely great opening combat. And an opening card for this combat. We got a little lucky there, I think. Deal 8 damage all enemies. Absolutely. Roll this. And then, I'll just do it. That's why we have it in the deck. That's why we have a lot of these cards in the deck. Your block is broken, gain block next turn. Ideally, that'll never happen, so I don't think we add that card. You are kind of annoying, but ideally we scale once we play our powers. We just need to play the forms when they show up, and we should be able to. Oh, come on. That's happened multiple times. I can't be mad. I can be. I'm not going to be mad. I should be careful because we might accidentally draw the form. At least we have one more turn and we're intangible. So you know what? Play that form. Get it out there. Oh, nice. We're rolling over 69 block. We are incredibly slow on killing this guy, but the murder strikes are scaling. This one already does 54 damage. Defensive combo. Defensive combo. So we definitely need a defensive combo here. Gain, counter, and block. Gain vigor. For gain 11 block. Gain the vigor, I think. It added a strike to the deck. I forgot about this damn Spectre's Hand. Velvet Choker might not have been the right call. I still think it could be the right call, but it might not have been the right call. Deals damage twice, not plays twice. Ah, but this is a lot of block. It's 100 damage. Oh, and it doesn't exit our stance anyways. I don't have the energy for this, but that's okay. Okay. Murder Strike does 69 damage. Gain 28 block. My lord. Not in a stance, unfortunately. But we might be able to kill you on this turn just through Murder Strikes, but if we can stall, we might as well stall. Just wanted to check. So, enter a stance. Does not consume vigor. I guess we'll do that first. $69 damage, 112. I'll play one of the Murder Strikes, because you are definitely dead next turn. And we've taken no damage, and we can see that we are scaling. Deals 64 damage. I mean, we have 44 vigor at the end of that fight. Whenever you enter a stance, gain block. I see the value of this now, too. Stance changing, constantly scaling block, calipers. I think I'm gonna skip it, though. I don't think it's quite what we need. One additional card choice, it's fine. I have any more coffee left? I don't. Damn it. What am I gonna do? What do I sound like? Like I'm like a goofy or something like that. Well, we're taking none. Delicious pear. Yo, pears are pretty delicious. Draw discard. I don't really want to draw discard because I don't want to play through the form. Because on this turn, honestly, I kind of just like a defend. This is an extremely great draw. I want this to exhaust. But just roll over the block, you know? This would be a perfect deck for like a body slam, but it's not really stacking up that much block. It's really about stacking up the vigor and the counter. You're doing 21 damage. You're not killing me, and we don't have a lot to do on this turn. So I think we Gladiator form, and then probably, yeah, 4 vigor for every 3 spent, then do the same for counter. I think we probably want either Iron Fortress or we can do some damage. Give me the block. I mean, in theory, if we wait long enough, you'll die due to the thorns. So this is great. I think we'll do this. So we have currently 19 counter. We end turn, we spend it, now we have 28 counter. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Deals damage twice, deals damage twice. I guess we'll start with the one that doesn't exit the stance, then we can play the one that exits the stance, then we can gain a stance. Make you weak. I didn't pay attention to how much vigor we spent, but that's okay. You know what? Drop the burns. We should attack you. If we attack you, we get stronger. It also says repeat these effects, not play twice. Play this, then this, then this. We have 45 counter. Now we have 60. This is a cool build. Eventually, the enemies just die due to the murder strike or the fact that we just have kind of infinity scaling. And I kind of like Ultimate Stance in order to get the scaling a little bit faster because we get double effectiveness out of the stance. We're in both stances. We have enough gold, so I will spend my money now. Thank you. Literally don't need a rest, so you know, I'll upgrade this for why not purposes. We have 7 energy. Thank God for that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I won't be able to play this. So I think what we do is backstep. Tornado. We should have maybe, we had no skills to play. Gladiator form definitely, so we can get the blocks and whatnot next turn. Smack them. We can kill one. We don't have any counter. You're gonna die next turn though. We roll over 26 block. My God, he's done it. We have 2 vigor. Should probably play this then. What is this? Enter ultimate stance for 1 turn. I'm okay. I have to kill you. Which means we're gonna take a small amount of damage. 3. We have to rest anyways. Oh, all out is extremely great here. Oh no, it's during your next turn, you dick. Well, you know what, we'll still do it. can't kill you. I can gain enough block to be happy. You know what? I can kill you. Which is important because we roll over the block. And we're in both stances. You look very funny. But doesn't matter. 23 damage. I think we ice you, and then we just play, we play, we play. I mean, we have the energy, so... I mean, it doesn't matter because it's free. We had 27 counter, now we have 36. Smack you and smack you, and you know, at this point we don't even have to like care about what we play, except, you know, Incense Burner, because you hit me, you scale me, and then eventually you die. Eventually you die. Trigger skill bonuses for each enemy hit. Choose a stance, gain a combo. I already have too many cards in my hand. Explore, relic, merchant. Hunt down the merchant. We will gain 200 gold. Thank you, game. Thank you for giving me this fight. Actually incredible. He's dead. 195 bucks. And reinforced body is something I've been asking for. But a backstep is perfect because it scales infinitely. With our forms anyways. Don't need it, don't need it. Don't need it. So, what do we not need? We do not need an execute. I'd rather have the defend. Wouldn't mind an artifact potion on this turn, but that's okay. This guy can be very annoying. Apply weak? I think we want to apply the weak. You know, backstep may have been better than attacking there. What I'm noticing is that we need more berserk stances, because by staying in the counter stance, the defense stance, we're not resetting our skill bonuses. We need to reset the skill bonuses. So this'll do it. That'll do it next turn. Taking 3 damage, who cares? There's our other Gladiator form. Last card played was a finisher, deal damage again. Apply vulnerability, 51 damage. I can kill you. And we're on 5 again. Another good, clean fight? I don't even think we need the one that we added. I don't think we need this. Endure is another type of block gain card that is not tied to dexterity. So this would work with that one strike that decreases your dexterity and increases your strength. Scales this card positively. But we already have Vigor scaling our block. We don't need another block card, I think. Let's go question mark. Skip to any non-boss room. You know what? Sure. The portal can always be repaired later. You pry the rune stone that powers the gateway and quickly contemplate where to head next. The stone will only remain useful for a brief moment. I was kind of hoping we could like go backwards, but nah. We can go here or here. You know what? Give me the combat. Maybe we can buy something at a shop. Should have played the strike. You know what? That's a pretty decent play. Should have probably played the face slap there, but that's fine. Ooh, you know what? Go ahead. We should have played backstep. I'm dumb. We need to play backstep to turn the vigor into a whole bunch of block. Whenever that card shows up, we should basically always be playing it. Let's gain the block. 36 counter, 32 vigor. I kind of want you to just kill yourself off of me, but... We're gaining 40 vigor. We have 48 counter now. I hate having incense burner at 0, so we should really stall. It's 131 block. Yeah, we've got like a weirdo entrench build. As long as we play backstep and never attack. Oh, you know what? We can attack. We just play backstep first. I mean, you're dead when you hit me, so I don't know what I'm doing. At 213 block, I do 48 damage when you hit me. Rope-a-dope-dope. Nah, we don't need rope-a-dope-dope. We'll rest. I don't think we need these either. 25 card deck, and it's a good 25 card deck. Loses 5 mantra at the start of her turn. Gains 1 mantra when you play a card. You know what? You're only ever gonna gain up to 6. I'm okay with that. This is like the perfect turn 1, by the way. We want ultimate stance after Gladiator form so we can get the vigor and the counter started. The real question is, what do we play on turn 1? We have no vigor, we're not gonna get vigor. I guess we play this, we play this. I can roll over block, so we should. We drew a card, and you know what? That's a good card to draw. It'll stay with us. We only roll over 5 block, but whatever. You're an interesting fight because really it's your divinity turns that we have to watch out for. So we have another Gladiator form, which we pretty much have to play. You have no strength, so challenge is not worth it here. I think we want to play this. Oh my god, this is actually incredible because we changed stances twice. Why is this great? Because every card we play gains vigor, which means that this, we're gonna have a couple of cards in our hand, is giving us a ton of block. If we put up enough block, you can't hurt me. And for 40, shuffle an expunger for 3. You know what? You're not gonna hurt me. Hope. Now you're not gonna hurt me. I get to play 2 more cards. Let's hit you twice. And then, let's put up a bunch of block. Our deck is getting filled up with strikes, but what do I care? You're doing 14. You're gaining block. And you're gonna exit your stance. This is where we could put you in divinity if we really wanted to. Backstep, it's actually exactly what we wanted. Whatever. I'll hit you. You had Tori. I didn't notice that. That's interesting. What are you doing now? Oh, your poor little expunger not doing any damage. Oh, I'm so sorry. If only you had a good deck that could do damage to me, but you don't. All right, we have... I did make you enter divinity, but who cares? I have 92 counter, 44 vigor. You're hitting me for 31. It's not even enough to do any damage. Like, what do you expect to do here? I can almost kill you with my murder strike, but I became weak all of a sudden. So you took 84. I have 120. Gosh darn. Counter now. This is a fun deck. I've never played around with gaining a whole bunch of vigor and counter, although it is very much tied to the power, the form card, which makes us scale perpetually. Haunted, bewildered, aged, flawed. We gotta be careful because with Haunted, if we draw it and then discard it, it'll still make everything in our hand etherealize. That could be a good thing. Yeah, this is a very annoying. I hate Bewildered, man. I don't want it to make anything more expensive, so I think we'll play it. Have to play Apotheosis. At least we can gain a bunch of block. Let's see what we get out of this potion. Put an attack in your hand. I kind of like this because it'll power up, well, not really anything. Random skills. I used a card to add a 2-cost card to my hand. Whoops. I don't know if we're taking damage, but I don't really mind it if we do. We're not taking damage, okay. So curse. Well, you curse on the next fight. Rugged now, buffer later, vigor now, divinity later. Watcher is not going to be that hard for the Niao buff because we should have enough block by then. It's going to give us 33 block. That's already enough. Kind of want to keep Murder Strike in hand, and I kind of want Ultimate Stance in hand, but sure, we'll do it. Oh, we also drew another card. Would you look at that? 2 more cards. 1, 2. Haven't played any of our Gladiator forms, which is really annoying because they're expensive, and the later you get them, the worse it is. The worse it is for you, I think. So they're weak for a long time. That's a nice, sizable block. I wish we could play more, though. I guess I should probably focus. That's fine. Should probably focus on you, because you give me a buffer. I don't care about enemies having a buffer. Once we scale, we can't get hit. Now they're not attacking at all. Are you going to enter Divinity? I think the Watcher might enter Divinity. When drawn, add Ethereal to your cards in hand. So it doesn't add Ethereal to the Retain because the mod developers made it specifically not add Ethereal to Retain. Which I can understand that could be annoying, but in theory it should. It's interesting, like, there's not really a reason for it not to. You might have one good retain card that you need to keep in your hand so that you can kill an enemy, and if it gets exhausted, it would suck, but I suppose there is a bit of a, you know, there is no, there is no paradox. Retain doesn't mean it doesn't exhaust, it just means it doesn't discard. Anyways. I'll hit you. We don't have both forms out. Unfortunately, we drew them on the same turn, so we're not gaining infinite stats. So this is a much slower fight than we've seen previously. We're getting there, though. It'll take its time, but we'll get there. No, you have plated armor. That's right. You have, it's using your old form. I forgot about that. Oh, by the way, I accidentally put up 145 block. Wasn't really paying attention to that one. I thought you would gain divinity at some point, but so far, nothing. High vulnerability. You know what, get rid of taunt. I'll smack you. Nope, you know what, we're not gonna apply any vulnerability, are we? So, never mind. I'll still smack you. Still waiting for my other form to show up, but, you know, we are very defensive. There it is. We need you. We need you. Although what I like is this. Over the challenge, because we don't need the block. Scavenge for plated armor. You still have one artifact. Now. I could face slap for vulnerability. I think I'd much rather backstep, defend, tornado punch. Then we got the scaling going. Most form cards are massively influential, no? Well, what would you say about Wraith form? Is that really influential? That's really more of a, oh crap, card. You don't really build around Wraith form. You just kind of have it in your deck and hope that it gets you out of a jam, I feel. Good, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Well, that was 42 damage that you just took, and oh hey, I have 56 now. You're doing a lot of damage, but you do have 9 strength. We'll start here. Also, Murder Strike does do 100 damage, so, you know, at any point in time, we could just be like, you know what, let's kill you. You know what? Let's kill you. I hate drawing backstep, but we didn't have the vigor on that turn. Now we have 64 vigor. And you're still just not doing anything. I would really recommend that you do something. You know, you don't have to, I guess. Where do we want Incense Burner? I think we want it on not 2 and not 5. So if I could kill you on this turn, that would be perfect. I mean, I have 96 vigor and 73 counter. I might be able to kill you. Oh. I'll just play this 200 damage Murder Strike. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We should have what we should have done is we should have thought about divinity. In which case, I think this is perfect, right? 1 cycle, 2 cycle, that's 6 turns, minus the first turn. Yeah, I think this is the perfect Incense Burner to block divinity. I think we want Reinforced Body. I think that's an acceptable take. Can't remove anything. Weak, but a backstep. I love to see it. I know it's yet another card, but, you know, it's yet another good card. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Dun, 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 dun. All right, 5. Yeah, I think we did the perfect Incense Burner, and I wasn't really even thinking about it, but I like it. So we're gonna roll over 15 block. Oh, you're gonna add curses every so often. God, I hate you. I really do. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Funnily enough, I think what we do is just play Reinforced Body. Enter ultimate stance. Not now. I want to get the other form out first. Speed Potion. I could roll over a bunch of block for next turn. But we are frail. It would be better to hold it for later. I mean, this rolls over 35 block. That's more than enough. You added another curse? God, I hate you. My deck is a quarter curses now. All right. You have no strength. You play this. I'm always worried about it drawing something like Haunted. Luckily it didn't. Let's make you weak and vulnerable. Let us Gladiator form. Let us gain a whole bunch of block. I could, no, we're not gonna play that. I will also play this. And we can pop Ultimate Stance next turn to have Ultimate Stance for 2 turns, but we should save it for when we have a lot of, I think, stance change in hand. Bewildered. You know, I think this is an okay turn to dump it. Right, you are gonna add a lot of garbage. Oh, well, so this is gonna add 6 statuses. Yeah, I hate that. They stack. They stack! Haunted. If Haunted exhausts our hand, it's actually not that bad. I think this is where we want to pop our potion. So we'll make you weak. Block. Draw and discard. We want this to exhaust, we want this to exhaust. We're gonna play other cards, but really, all we're gonna play is the backstep, I suppose. Oh, and then we have these to play. That went totally fine. And with both of our forms out, we're gonna start scaling infinitely. Within like 6 turns, I think the boss is gonna be dead, but it's gonna take a while to get there, for sure. Murder Strike cannot have Etherealize. If we play it, we will draw, though. You know what? That's a good time to draw the Void. Why did you take so much damage from Thorns? That seemed strange. So next turn you're gonna have Divinity and we're gonna have Intangibility. What are you gonna do? There's nothing for you to do. You're screwed. You're freaking screwed, dude. Exhaust, exhaust. We're getting this garbage out of our deck. We're gonna have a couple of curses as well. Oh, just one! They nerfed it! Bless up. So there's 168 block. I think we do want that now. This will only hit you once, but we gotta work out your buffer. I mean, you're dead. You can't kill me, and every time that you hit me, you're gonna take 100 damage, which scales. You're screwed. You are screwed. You don't even have thorns. Like, what do you expect to do? Draw 2, discard 2. I guess we'll discard, You play another card, muddle, exhaust. We can play it to exhaust it. You know what? We have the energy to. Let's do it. Let's dump the wound. We can play 2 more cards. Trigger stance, and then, I guess we'll spend the energy on that instead of a strike. Our deck's getting filled up with strikes, but it's better than a curse, I guess. I can hit you. We did more than 250 damage to you on that turn. Next strike is played twice. Crap. You know what? Challenge will work twice. But let's gain more block. Okay, now you're gonna take 127 when you hit me. I don't need you to be weak. This is a fun build. This is a fun deck. I'm glad that I was able to learn how to utilize. Does not consume vigor. Yeah. I'm glad I learned how to utilize the forms at the very least and kind of build around it. I mean, I had 328 vigor. It's kind of like a busted ass demon form. Just instead of gaining the strength literally, you just get it once per turn, but it scales. That was a fun run. And we finally unlocked the last remaining cards for the champ. Dueling Glove, Barbell, and Deflecting Bracers. After using a single target attack, if the target has no vulnerability, apply 1. More vulnerability is better than none, so that's pretty acceptable. Oh, and these are available for any class, by the way, not just the champ. Whenever you enter a rest site, if you have at least 10... this is kind of cool. Whenever you enter a rest site, if you have at least 10 upgradable cards, upgrade 1. So the more cards you add, the more free upgrades you get. Good early, maybe bad later, but what I like about this is it means that early in your run, you can rest, you can get the key pieces if you have other things to do, like if you're playing as the Guardian, you can get gems, and then you're still getting additional upgrade value. That's a cool relic. At the start of your turn, gain counter equal to half of the amount of expired block. So if you put up 20 block, you get hit for 10, you lose 10 block, you'll gain 5 counter. It's something. The counter does stay forever, so excess block is worth playing on a turn, and you can build a very block-heavy deck with this. Cool. Relics, I like them. Oh, and, well, I suppose if any character can get that, any character can get value out of excess block. That's what that means. Now, I wonder what happens with the... Hold on, what is it called? Calipers. Because you lose 15 block, does that mean you only gain 7 counter every turn? Probably. Still pretty good, though. Fun run. We had a very great deck with that Apotheosis and 2 Gladiator forms. It does exactly what you think. Infinite scaling, and that's a lot of fun. I like the art. I gotta be honest, I thought this was the beta art. It looks pretty bad. That would have been, I think that makes for a better art for it. This is just a guy holding up a zombie head. This is like a Halloween picture. Fun run. Good clean fight. This also needs a, you call that a knife? That's pretty good. It's interesting that they changed this from giving strength to the enemy, because that was a good way of getting challenge available. And I think there's another card in the champs decks, or maybe there was, that involves enemies having strength. I can't quite remember though. But 1 strength and 1 dex for 0, that is pretty good. I mean, an Inflame is 2 strength for 1, or 3 for 1. But for free, it's a good combo card. You can get some draw on your deck, maybe. Fun run, and for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more, check me out on Twitch for when I go live, support the channel, any of the links below in the video description, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Slay the Spire Downfall.